Welcome to another episode on our channel. I know you've seen this already, but I wanted to re-show you the tools that I took on the challenge of trying to create miniatures of. So we will pause and be right back, and I'll show you what I came up with and how I created them. We are back, and we're going to see what happened with my challenge to try to recreate those tools that you saw in the first clip. I wanted to show you one more thing I've gotten from an antique place. I don't remember where I got it, but this is soapstone. It has a handle attached to it. It weighs a ton. It's like just under 13 pounds. It's something that you would put over fire. They would have used it decades ago. You put it over fire, it gets warm. It retains heat and radiates heat out slowly. So if you wanted to warm your bed in the wintertime, you'd wrap it in a towel or a lighter blanket and you'd put it in your bedding to warm the bed up in wintertime. If you were traveling from one place to another in the wintertime, horse and cart, you might use this to keep yourself warm. I got it because it reminded me of my grandmother. She no doubt had to use this at one time in her life, at least when she was young, as did my grandfather too. So I saw this in the shop one day and I thought this was cool and I had to have it. Things, we're losing history right and left. I mean, the other day I said Rolodex to somebody. I was going through the Rolodex in my brain and I realized I didn't know what I was talking about. But that was something that we used way back when to list people alphabetically with their phone numbers because we couldn't remember their phone numbers unless we put it in a Rolodex, a turn thing that we could alphabetically find somebody that we needed to contact. We didn't have computers, we didn't have cell phones and contact lists. So soapstone, if you didn't know what this is, you know it now. It has a handle. I might try to do something with this in terms of 1/6 scale. But right now, let's just go to what happened with the challenge with the tool. We are back and I'm excited to show you my tools. Primarily, I use the wire I've been using for other projects that I found in an abandoned lot nearby to fashion certain pieces on these tools. So the first thing I'll show you is the soldering iron. And you can see that the wire was used to fashion the handle. This is made out of magic sculpt, painted metallic copper, and then washed in black to kind of give it an antiquish look. My only disappointment is that I didn't make it thicker. I think it would have looked nicer, just a touch thicker, but I can always fix that down the road. But there's the soldering iron. Yeah, you can maybe see it better against my shirt. There we go. And here is the coping saw. Again, this was made out of the wire, and the bottom piece doesn't have edges for a blade, that sort of thing, but it does give the illusion of being a coping saw. The handle is a wooden dowel that is tapered, a hole drilled into it, and a metal piece fit in there very nicely. And I was able to super glue these two pieces of wire together to complete the look of a coping saw. And this is my favorite piece myself. I love them all, but the auger. So the auger is made out of wire again, just shaped. This is a wooden dowel that's tapered at both ends, hole drilled in on each side, and the wire was cut and placed in there, bent. And then this is magic sculpt, to which another piece of wire is attached to replicate a what do you call it?
Drill bit.
Duh, drill bit. So I mean, it doesn't look like, but it has the illusion. It doesn't have the right design, but it has the illusion. And then this is actually a seed pot that I found just lying in a box I had somewhere, and I went like, "Mine, I know what to use it for." And, underneath it is another piece, a wooden dowel that's tapered down, and they're connected together. So I tried to match this color to this color, used, uh, black and shades of brown to try to mimic that as best as I could. So this is the Auger. So we'll pause now and put these three things on a frame. It won't be brown like our tool set is on a brown background. It'll be gray and it'll show up a lot better on a gray piece of wood. So that's a judgment call on our end. So it's not perfectly like our tool frame set, but it's close. So we'll be right back. So here are all three tools on a frame. The soldering iron, the coping saw, and the auger with the drill bit. I think it looks pretty darn cool. And the gray makes these tools pop out, I think. If we did it in brown, I don't think we would get the same effect. So let's see if we can get a close-up. We'll be right back. So I think you can see more details now with the stained wood, the soldering iron with the wash on it. I think it turned out very, very well. I was amazed that it came together this nicely. So we'll pause and say our goodbyes. Here's one last look at our antique 1/6 scale tool set on a frame. I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you have, consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, please have a great day.